Well, here at Ludington, just about all of the charter boats are in. Hey, Al, could you cut your engines a second, please? That's Al Laxonen. He's a charter boat captain who's in here this evening. Thanks, Al. Hey, how'd you do this morning?
We did well. We went out and picked up 15 this morning.
Okay, well, he did well this morning. Pete Rubianis has been waiting for us. You're not going out tonight?
No, we're not. We're going to work on the engine.
Okay, they're working on the engines, and look at all these boats that are here at the dock. They're not out fishing either. In fact, we've come up here to Ludington, as we've done for 3 years in a row, out with the Dreamweaver, Pete Rubianis, and I love this because he's gained a lot of esteem here because every time we've gone fishing with Pete Rubianis, come on, Pete, every time we've gone with you, you've got our limit. That's 4 times. Your reputation is on the line, my man.
Yeah, I know, Fred, but you know, what do I say?
You said come up every year at August 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. You can load the boat.
Well, I'll just have to try to do the best I can. I can't make no excuses now. I'll save that till we hit the dock.
Well, what do you mean excuses? What?
Well, fishing hasn't been that good in the evening.
That's never mattered before.
No. I got a good crew. I think that'll more than make up for it tonight.
You don't have the old optimism that Pete's had the last 4 times we've gone out.
Well, like I say, fishing's been slow, so I'm not going to say too much until we get out and put a couple hours in.
Listen to this. We're putting the heat on.
I'm glad we're getting an early start, though. That's what makes a difference.
Okay, it's about 5 o'clock, 5:30. Now, we have right back here who's going to bring us good luck. We have our whole Michigan Outdoors crew here, Bob, Ed, Kathy, myself. Dorothy, Cash, you going to come fishing with us?
I certainly am. I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, did you have your fishing license? Are you going to actually
fish? Yes, I have, actually. We just bought myself and my husband a license today.
Who, your husband? Could you introduce us? Who's he? Norm.
Hi, Fred. Good to see you. Cash.
Norm Cash?
Yeah.
Storm and Norman. I tell you, we have the heat on here because you've pulled it out of the bag so many times for the Tigers over the years. This is one year that I don't think they need all the help they've had in other years.
Well, no, they got a big lead now. I think, Fred, they're going to take it on through, and they'll be in the playoffs. Hopefully they'll get on into the World Series. But I'm going to tell you one thing. There's more pressure today on me trying to catch some salmon out here than it was playing baseball. So.
Not on you. Pete, come here. I tell you, we're going to cut you a deal. You're not going to have to load the boat with fish today.
Okay,
you're not going to have to get a limit for each one of us. But if you don't deliver for Norm Cash, he delivered for the Tigers all those years. If you don't deliver a limit for him, and maybe for Dorothy, your reputation is shot.
Okay, well, we can at least do that. There's no problem there.
Okay! Norm, you're all set.
We're ready. I'm ready.
You got the commitment from Pete Rubianis. We're out fishing. Reputation at stake. Come on with us here at Ludington. It's Thursday night, time for Michigan Outdoors. Okay, let's tear them up.
From the rugged shore and woodlands of the north, it's history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fisheries.
Oh, we got a fish on over here. Okay. Hey, who's going to get it? Dorothy? Dorothy. Norm Cash. We'll normally do ladies first. But we got to see if Storm and Norman has the touch. See, because there's a good chance we're going to get another one on in just a second, Dorothy. How you doing, Norm?
I'm all right. I'm good.
Is your confidence up?
My confidence is up. My confidence is up.
Oh, good.
Don't worry about it.
Let him run.
You have never caught a salmon? I can hardly believe that.
No, I haven't. I'm from Justiceburg, Texas. You know, we have catfish down there. We fish at midnight. You know, I don't fish in the daytime.
Well, I know that's where you're from originally, but you live here in Michigan.
Oh yeah, we live up in the Orchard Lake area, and we just love it up here. And entirely different fishing up here than it is in Texas. And I do a little fishing in Florida too, so this is my first shot at the salmon.
How's it feel?
Feels good. Feel like I weighed about 20 pounds.
Like some of those catfish you take down there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, he's taking line.
Listen at him.
Oh, I love it. I'm here coaching Norm Cash. What has the pattern been? Last year, when we were out with Sherry, we really banged them right just before dark.
Well, the way it's been, Fred, is your morning fishing has been early in the morning, then you struggle the rest of the day, and the same thing with the evening. You pop 1, 2, 3 fish, and just before dark, hopefully you can get into that good flurry, and sometimes you put 10, 12 fish in, sometimes only 5.
So far, Norm Cash is batting 1,000 here. I'd say you're rounding...
It's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
Now, Bob Garner says, I can't wait for this trip because Norm Cash was my childhood idol.
No, I said I had 2 of them. I had John Kennedy and who was president at the time. President the same year Norm hit 361. That was 1961, by the way. Was the American League batting champ. Yeah, I followed the career a little bit.
Keep going, Bob.
Drop right down.
Oh, it's a nice one. Nice one. Look at that.
Drop down. Look at that silver.
Woo!
Come on, Keith.
Come on. Oh, no, no, no.
You got to reel it. You got to get it.
You got to need a little bit more.
Hey, I'm not reeling. That's the thing.
Okay, okay. Pull it back.
Drop and reel. Drop and reel. Now pump it. Now lift
Okay.
it.
One more. Hey, we got it! Okay, look at that. Oh, got bit.
Watch your teeth there. Watch your
Well, this was not a
You gotta
Michigan
fix the
fish.
hook on there.
There we go.
Hey!
How about that?
Bluefish.
Hey, that's great.
Look at that sucker.
How was the battle? How does this stack up?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's my first one right there. The first one's always the toughest.
Yeah?
The rest of them will be easier now.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll see.
Put your hand up there. Put this hand.
I'm a little concerned about this one, Pete. I mean, seriously, it's screaming.
Yeah.
Just hold the rod up. You can't get anywhere crank it, okay? Don't crank.
I'm not. Okay.
Oh, this
Oh,
is.
he's running. He's
Yes, he
running.
is running.
Hold the rod up.
Just hold it up.
Oh my goodness.
There's no point in reeling. He's not. He's.
Don't. Oh. Should I just let him go?
Oh, this is exhilarating.
Oh,
Relax.
he's gonna take all my line.
That's what I'm worried about.
He is.
I think his big
Oh,
run
he's
is over.
gonna give up now, isn't
They
he?
normally.
Now you can reel it.
No.
No?
Oh, he
no,
still
I
isn't
think-
through. He isn't through yet.
You're gaining now, but you see, what Pete's doing is he's turning the boat around, so we're sort of cutting the angle on him.
All right. Ooh, he doesn't want any.
No.
Drop the rod
He
and reel,
doesn't-
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Want any slack. Okay.
on this bank, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we're hitting him. Well, it's 7:30 now.
Oh, I knew
Look
how to
at the
get
size
this
of him.
one.
Look at that.
Oh, look at him.
Stay with him. Stay with him.
She's.
Don't reel, honey, when he's running.
Oh, you're full of advice, aren't you, for
Yeah.
her? Did she sort of boot you off and put you in the cabin?
Yeah.
Now the moment of truth.
Yep. Here he comes.
Come on, Dorothy.
Here he comes.
One more time, drop and reel.
Drop and reel.
Drop and reel.
Okay, come on.
Okay, go up over all the rods.
Oh,
Over the rods.
pull back, Dorothy. Okay, walk back.
Somebody take this rod.
Uh-oh.
Out of the way.
Where's it? He's hooked it. Okay, I'll just free spool it. Get him!
Lift him.
All right.
Oh! Look at the size of this one. Norm, I think she outdid you.
Cut the line loose.
Oh.
You know, a lot of ball players do enjoy the outdoors, and Bob Kowalkowski, who played for the
Oh,
Lions,
yes, good friend.
well, he said that first year after he wasn't playing ball was a rough one for him.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's quite a transition, you know, from going to the ballpark every day at a certain time, you know, like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, to not going at all. And you just, when it comes time to go, you got such a set routine after 16 years that you automatically want to go. So, you know, what do I do at 5 o'clock now? You know, I got to go cut the grass. But I did find out
I
one
bet
thing.
he doesn't like to cut the grass.
I did find out one
I don't
thing
think
that
he ever did.
that I was missing a lot in my life, because at 5 o'clock I was going to go play ball, and most of the people coming home, and they had their coolers and their beer and their fishing rods in their hands. So, so they had a lot of fun too.
Now we've got
You're gonna
some.
hand me that plug
The
up
fish
there?
we've got have been dandy.
Yeah.
I think
The
it
whole-
didn't feel like
the
it was
whole
that big
rod,
when he
the
started out. You know that?
Well, I didn't think he was either. You had him up,
Neither.
had him up to the net right away.
Well, I'm getting stronger. See, I'm telling you, I'm getting better.
That's right.
Oh, I love this midnight fishing. Well, you can't beat that. I'm gonna tell you, that's exciting. Fred, this is the best fishing I've had in a long time.
Is that right? What an evening of fishing. Totally enjoyable with Norm and Dorothy Cash. And how did we do? You're going to have to stick to the end of the show and we will reveal the score. But remember, we were going for a limit of salmon for Norm Cash in order to sustain Pete Rubianis' reputation. But remember, at this time of year, the water is the warmest that it is, especially in our inland lakes. The fish are there, they're deep, they're in the cooler pockets, and they're eating all the time. There's lots of food for those fish, so don't think it's the dog days when the fish aren't eating, because they're chomping food and they're putting on more weight now than at any other time of year. But there's a lot of bait fish out there for them to eat, a lot of insects. So get your bait down there if you can get to the deep holes, and you'll do okay. In fact, you might even do good enough to make our Michigan Outdoors Trophy Report. August is traditionally known as the dog days, so it's only fitting to start this trophy report with catfish. That's one of many that's caught this time of year. This is a 6-pound, 3-ounce channel cat taken on a night crawler from Wixom Lake in Midland County. And like most catfish, it was taken at night, about 10:30 p.m. The proud angler, that's Ed Nelson from Midland. Here's a fish that has stirred controversy around the state for years. It's really good for the table, not that good as a sport fish. But commercial fishermen have gone after them with gill nets. No, I'm not going to get into this again. This is a trophy report, and this is a trophy lake whitefish, 6.5 pounds, 25 inches long. Paul Clausen from Elk Rapids caught it last year at this time on a homemade jig in East Grand Traverse Bay. You know, northern pike and muskie can be caught readily at this time of year if you're in the right spot. Round Lake in Van Buren County produced this 21.5-pound tiger muskie for William Denbo of Coloma. He was using a minnow-type plug. And no, pike and muskie don't shed their teeth at this time of year any more than they do throughout the rest of the year. But the warm water in the heat of the summer causes mouth infections to occur, which is why they have redness of the gums at this time of the year. The 4th largest Chinook salmon of 1983, right here, was caught on August 9th last year, 34.5 pounds by Braden Story of Chesterfield, Missouri, trolling off Manistee with a J-plug. Now that 44-incher would have made Braden our Master Angler of the Week, but since he lives in Missouri, he won't even see this show. So we're going to turn the honors over to another youngster. This little fellow is Jamie Fritz of Troy, kneeling behind his nearly 32-pound king salmon, that's 44 inches long, which he took on a grizzly plug off Manistee last year. The battle lasted 30 minutes, and Jamie's dad said the only time he had to grab the rod was during the netting, when he had to hold the rod tip up because Jamie was so tired. In fact, part of the time during the battle, Jamie put the rod in the holder just so he could get some rest. But it's a great fish. Jamie was at our sportsman's banquet last February with his mounted trophy, and he picked up his award on stage, and now Jamie Fritz is our Michigan Outdoors Master Angler of the Week. You know, those lake trout at one time were clobbered by the sea lamprey and also by over-commercial fishing for many years, but they bounced back, and we have some big ones up in Lake Superior, just like another critter in this state, pheasants. We have a question about that, Ed, in the mailbag?
Yeah, from Celine. On your show, you said that the People's Republic of China was going to donate 200 pheasants for Michigan to raise and release. What kind of pheasants are they? What will happen if the birds crossbreed with our Michigan birds? What if the birds can't survive the harsh Michigan winters? I would hate to see the birds suffer.
Well, unfortunately, in nature, all birds suffer in some form or another. Every bird, every songbird, in fact, every critter out there usually has the toughest time in the winter, whether they're hunted or not. So that's a foregone conclusion. Now, how long they'll last, how hardy they are, is really the reason we're bringing these birds to Michigan from China. So fill us in on that, Bob.
Well, they're going to be trapped when there's some snow on the ground from a province in China, the Sichuan province, which is essentially much like the climate they're going to have to get used to here in Michigan. There'll be about 200 of them coming. They are the same species as what we have here. They're just a different genetic strain, and hopefully if they do interbreed or the genetic strain we bring in will be hardy enough to add something to Michigan's pheasant population.
Well, like tiger muskie, which is a muskie and a northern pike is a tiger muskie. They grow faster. They're a lot hardier than really either of the other species. Hopefully this will happen with pheasants from China, and they'll bounce back like the lake trout, maybe.
Strengthen them out, and we'll have plenty of good pheasant hunting.
Okay, I think we've got time for another question, Ed.
There's a question from Dearborn. Is it legal to use electronic calling machines for varmints like bobcats, foxes, and coyotes in Michigan?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, except a fox is not considered a varmint anymore. It's removed. It's on the game animal list. Bob, the electronic calling devices are used especially down south.
That's right.
Because these varmints are a problem with mange, with eating domestic livestock and so on.
Yes, they are, and the only thing you can't use an electronic caller for is waterfowl or turkeys.
Right, but you can for the varmints, coyotes, and foxes.
Fox.
You still could, even though it's a game animal.
Bobcats, yeah.
Bobcats, okay, so that is legal. Now a question, see if you know the answer to. This is about hunters and how much we've spent for conservation and wildlife. How much have we spent just on hunting license fees in the past 60 years? You think it's maybe over $2 billion? Well, the answer is yes. License fees have raised more than $2.1 billion nationally since 1923. Most of this has gone to state DNRs to enforce game laws and finance wildlife management. Hunters have paid for conservation in the past. We will continue in the future, I hope. Hope we'll all do it very willingly, too. Ed, we have a recipe now. It sort of ties in with this salmon show we just did. This was a recipe you brought to us. Let's take a look out of our files. If you're following along with your Club Digest, you will see that this week we are doing baked salmon and herbs. Ed, this is a recipe that you brought to us here.
And it smells good right now.
I think we did good on this. But why don't you try it, compare how that goes with your variations. I'll go over to the kitchen here with Kathy, and we'll show you how we put this together. Of course, we have, this is Chinook salmon.
Right.
That we caught last August. A friend of mine, Sherry, caught this. How about
No
that?
wonder it's so good.
It is. Okay. We put the salmon, some either bite-sized pieces or serving-sized chunks in a buttered dish. Then what?
Salt and pepper.
And pepper. I like the kind of ground pepper. Gives a little tangier flavor. And then what?
Some garlic powder, just a little tiny bit.
A little smidgen. Okay, that's sort of one of the herbs or spices. And then this is tarragon. Now, the recipe calls for powdered tarragon.
Right. This is just crushed.
I suppose that's what Ed has used. We'll put a little sprinkling of tarragon. This is an herb that I think has a good smell to it.
It does.
It isn't real strong like some of the other herbs.
Third cup of sherry.
Okay, this is dry sherry or cooking sherry. Pour it right around the outside. It looks like this might be a little much for this amount.
I thought so, but it's not.
Oh, no, when we tasted it, it was great. And now what?
Cup of mushroom soup.
That's about a half of a can
Right.
of cream of mushroom soup. We don't mix it with anything and spread that around on there. Mushroom soup and celery soup, a lot of the creamed soups go very well with game and fish dishes. And this one particularly adds a good flavor to it.
There.
Just spread it on and cover the fillets, and then you can get the next addition, which is,
Breadcrumbs.
okay, how much breadcrumbs?
It called for half a cup, but I think we need a little bit more than that.
A little more? Yeah, it depends on how much fish you have.
Right.
And the cheese we're putting on top could be cheddar cheese. This is white cheddar, and gives it a good flavor. I think the cheddar type adds a little tang to it. Then we put this in the oven for how long, Kath?
Half hour at 350 degrees.
350 degrees for a half hour. That'll go in, and let's go over here and find out from Ed, how did we do?
Hey, okay.
Was it?
You did good. Now, let me tell you why I like this dish. It's not real fishy. And, you know, one thing that I've tried before is they have a mushroom soup that has beef flavoring in it.
Oh,
it's
the
called golden mushroom soup. And I've used that as kind of like a surf and turf type, and it's delicious, but you did very good here.
Well, this herb baked salmon, that was a recipe we had on a previous show. The scoop is, Thursday, August 16th, this show was supposed to be Take Governor Jim Blanchard Fishing. He was going to take his son fishing, and I was going to take my son Zach fishing, and we were going to go out, and he was going to proclaim a Take a Kid Fishing Week. Now, what happened to that? I don't really know. We had a cancellation from the governor's office on this ironclad fishing trip we were going to take. That hasn't been rescheduled, so I guess we just scrubbed that show from the schedule. If we can get Governor Blanchard out fishing, we will, and we'll insert it in a show in the future. Now, how did Norm Cash do? Did he get his limit? Let's find out. It's the time for the moment of truth here. We went out on the challenge to see how much heat we could put on Pete. We went out 4 times, of course. We showed you the pictures, limited out with 25, 30 fish. And then we heard the excuses about today. The weather, the thermoclines, no boats were going out. Well, our goal was to get you a limit, and then maybe Dorothy a limit, and then the rest of us to catch our fish. That's why we brought us all along. But the big thing was, Pete, if your reputation was going to stay intact, you had to deliver 1 limit of salmon. Let's open the box and see if the man did it. What do we have here? There's one, Pete. There's one. That counts. Okay, Bob, let's get this one out. Now the limit, keep in mind the limit is 5. Now there's a nice one.
Yep.
Okay, that could have been, no, that was Norm's first one.
Yep, that was it.
Okay, and then we got Dorothy's.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay, we got 3.
A little bit bigger.
Then
Yep, he's a little bit bigger.
here was Norm's
Yep.
again.
Yep. We
Well,
like to
that's
catch-
almost a limit.
We like to catch mother and kids.
Now look at this.
All right.
Here,
Then we got
here
the,
was
then
the
we
big
got
one.
The daddy.
That's the daddy right there. Boy, that was a scrapper too.
Oh, I think it took me 45 minutes to get that thing in.
It did 4 to 5 minutes.
45 minutes.
Oh, I think it said 45.
Listen
Pete,
to this story.
congratulations.
Good job.
Thank you.
He
thank
did
you.
it all right. Now, that wasn't the only thing we caught, though. A miraculous thing Pete pulled off for us, the second fish. What the heck is it?
Was it shaker, Keith?
What is it? No, we got one on here. I swear it looks like a catfish from here.
It looks like.
No, I'm serious.
It doesn't feel very heavy.
Oh, look at it. Let's get that net.
Oh, this is
It
gonna
is.
be an
It. Look
easy
at this.
one.
It's
Look
a.
at
s-
that.
Wait,
Oh.
quit reeling, quit reeling.
Oh, it's a sucker.
Now up over.
Well, I tell you, it's a fish. Hey, Pete, your reputation is still good. All right, Pete. Dorothy, you did a great job. Look what we're catching now. This is something that really you shouldn't be embarrassed about, Pete. How many people could catch a sucker on the downriggers? What was the statistics? 120 feet of water?
We were 120 feet of water.
That's a
40.
secret.
Yeah, that's a secret. 119 feet of water, 46 feet down, and she kept screaming, "Get the net! It's a big one!" I couldn't believe it. Look what happened. But I'll tell you, she's all done.
What?
There's never anybody caught something like that on this boat before. She steps on the boat, and look what happens.
We didn't know what it was when it came up to the boat, but you know the funniest part was all the talk afterwards because Pete was actually embarrassed about that.
I'll tell you, only a woman could have done it.
Oh, no!
That's right.
Oh!
I'm the first woman fisherman that's been on the boat.
I tell you,
I'll be the last woman on the boat, probably, after
the
that.
blame, yeah, that's probably the last
Yeah,
one.
someone's got to push the blame off onto somebody. But I'm telling you, she could come out here the rest of her life and never do that again.
I've had more fun today, Fred. This is the greatest thing I've ever had. That's the first time I ever caught any salmon, and it's all they said it was. It's very exciting, and we had one heck of a day.
So you don't feel bad that that we just got you one limit?
Are you
For you
kidding
and
me?
Dorothy?
That's to me right there. That's like a year's catch the way I fish. So they're fantastic. They're great fighters and a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, I tell you what,
I'll be back.
we thought you'd like the salmon fishing, but we have something that we think that you've probably always wanted. Kathy, you want to get it? We have right here for you. Oh, get those rubber bands off of there. We have a bat here, Norm Cash. Yeah, no, this says right here, Storm and Norman, with a bat or a rod, you still got the touch. Congratulations from all of us at Michigan Outdoors, and we all signed it for you.
Well, isn't that nice?
How
of
about
you?
that?
Isn't that nice of you? Thank you. Thank you.